We're fine. That's 5 minutes fast or 4 minutes fast. Okay, so you're gonna do that first.
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning. This is the regular Friday meeting of the Lorain County Board of Commissioners. It is July 21st, and we're at 9:32. Can we please rise to pledge allegiance to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Riddell?
Here.
Commissioner Moore?
Here.
Commissioner Hung? Here. We have a quorum. Today, we have a recognition for Seamus Winchester, Adult Probation Officer, being awarded the George W. Farmer Line Officer of the Year. And I believe you have a...
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Is it Seaman?
It's Seamus.
Seamus.
Seamus, yep.
Yeah, I told you that.
You're all
Well, I
good.
read it wrong,
You're all
sorry.
good. Everyone does.
That could never happen, right?
Happens all the time.
Recognizing Seamus Winchester, Probation Officer, Lorain County Adult Probation, on his award of the George W. Farmer Line Officer of the Year. Seamus became a probation officer in 2022 and has passion and commitment to the field of community corrections. Seamus has made significant contributions and is part of the training team, a recruitment team, and is a certified member of the crisis intervention team, oversees the department of the bicycle program. He is always the first to volunteer with the department's needs. Seamus is also trained and certified in core correctional practices and uses these learned skills to assist in building a solid relationship with his probationers while helping them to identify thinking errors. He shows leadership and motivation outside of the department by volunteering in the community too. Congratulations on this award and your compassion in helping others, presented by Lorain County Board of Commissioners, June 21, 2024.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
David. This is your chance to say something if you want.
Just want to thank the department, Joe, JP, and everyone. I couldn't do without them, and thank you guys.
I think they're coming down to get a picture, so, yeah.
I don't know if you want a picture with us, but we want a picture with you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So is that your fan club back there?
Yeah.
And they want the whole team up there.
Go ahead. Hold on.
That's like,
Scoot over.
2 in a row for you guys? Yeah. Congratulations. So who's getting it next year?
All right. Congratulations, Steve.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Good job.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming up. Tuesday, then we lose the crowd.
Right. I told you, we could always do these towards the end.
They got work, they have
We're
work
all
to
back
do.
headed to work.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, under resolutions, number 1, investments.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 2, appropriations.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 3, transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 4, advances repayments, there were none. Number 5, requisitions.
We have two pages.
Is there anything?
It's okay.
What's that?
I'm looking at that, it could be wrong.
No, those are
Yeah,
fund transfers.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. Sorry.
Cool.
No, it was my fault.
Very good. Requisitions, we have 2 pages. And you'll note 1233, the third payment of 3 for LEPC. There'll be more news shortly in your mailbox this week, but that was a great program for LEPC.
It was coming, and it came from the ARPA funds.
ARPA funds. Page 2. And we see the investment in our forensics lab, $368,000. Although I'm surprised to see 1242 on the agenda, 20,000 for law books. I thought everything was CD and stick now.
It's actually not even CD or stick anymore, it's all online, so.
It's online.
CD and stick was a while ago, buddy.
Well, hey, a lot of things were a while ago when you're 73, so.
Well, you know, they still have 8 tracks, so you're
That's
good.
right. I still have VCR tapes to keep my kids grounded. So, that's page 2. Can I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
Any further discussion? Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
I will be a yes with an abstention on 1231.
Number 6, travel, there were none. Number,
Excuse me, Teresa.
oh, sorry.
On 1231, you're abstaining.
Oh, it's a legal bill, Mr. President.
I know it's a legal bill, but it's a legal bill for services rendered. Is there an issue that we should be aware of?
Oh, well, this was before your time. I always abstained from those, but, yeah, I mean, Dan, if you wanna talk about that, you're welcome to.
I believe that bill is for, I think that bill, Casey, is for
The frivolous lawsuit from her boyfriend.
Is that
Yeah.
a lawsuit bill, or is that a?
No, I saw it. That's what it's
Okay,
for.
If it's for a
So,
lawsuit bill, then Commissioner Hung has abstained from bills,
defending us from that. Yeah.
Retained counsel in that lawsuit because she feels she has a conflict, I think is fair
Yeah,
to
I've
say.
never wavered on that.
Yeah, she feels she has a conflict in that lawsuit, so that firm also does some of our general administrative work too. I don't know if you abstained from
Yeah.
those or not.
No, but it was a good question from Commissioner Riddell, because he had mentioned to me that he never watched a meeting before he started, so he didn't know, obviously.
Okay.
Number 6, travel, there were none. Number 7, bills.
Okay, and the bills, we have, I think, 4 or 5 pages. This is page 1. Casey, can you explain the City of Lorain hospitalization for the muni courts?
Yes, so by statute, I believe we're responsible for, pay a 2/5 share, of, personnel expenses with, for the muni courts.
And
So
that
that-
includes
that's-
benefits.
Correct, and I believe, this is the city, this is an annual, some of the munis bill us quarterly. I believe this bill, from Lorain is, for the full year.
Thank you. Page 2, Victor. Okay, page 3, special revenue funds. Page 4. Have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any further discussion? Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Number 8, there is no personnel.
Okay.
And is there any executive session today?
No executive
Okay.
session today.
Public comment, I do not have any forums. Is there any old business?
We started a conversation before, but I will be canceling the July 5th, Friday, July 5th meeting. So anyone encouraged to do business, our next meeting will be the one Tuesday prior to the holiday, correct?
July 2nd.
July 2nd. So if you have business to do at the county, let's try and get it into July 2nd because we will not be meeting on the 5th.
Teresa was asking about that Tuesday, so is that sufficient enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just- And then the next regular meeting after that will be July 16th.
July 16th will be the next one?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, under board business, number E, number 9, enter in a 3-year service agreement with NeoGov El Segundo, California, in the amount of $594,367.19 to provide access to NeoGov's web-based SaaS applications and professional services for use in human resources. This will be paid from the contractual purchase service account. Authorized administrator to execute on behalf of the board with prosecutor's approval as to form.
Move to approve?
Second,
Discussion.
Do we need, does the county administrator wish to add anything,
would
or?
you like to elucidate?
This, this program's certainly going to help HR with Elise coming on board as a contract employee and helping us get organized, not only in evaluations of our employees, but also time and attendance, because they have a time and attendance. We're looking forward to putting NeoGov in here. And time and attendance in this case would be from your desktop or from a notebook won't be time clocks. And certainly it's going to be open to everyone in the county if they would like to come into the program. No one is going to demand that they do it or get rid of their time clocks. But this is taking us to the 2024 version of where we should be in the county. So we're looking forward not only to Elise's guidance in HR, but working with that HR department in the administration with time and attendance, and well as the evaluation process. And it also opens up thousands of different training applications that we can get at through NeoGov that they've got across the whole United States that opens it up for training for all of our employees. That's what NeoGov's all about.
No, you may not go to the training in Hawaii.
All on the computer, that's what makes it look.
Anything further?
Nope.
Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Number 10, amendment resolution 23-870 adopted December 15th of 2023, authorizing Lorain County Administrator to execute certain necessary documents on behalf of Lorain County Board of Commissioners that may occur in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code 305.30. Amendment is to reflect the addition of and/or County Deputy Administrator.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner.
Yes. Teresa? Commissioner Humboldt?
Well, we haven't taken a vote yet.
No.
No, we're here in discussion.
It's in discussion.
Okay, we're into discussion, excuse me. So, on this particular issue, I'd like to speak to it. It seems to have garnered some attention, but the county has a problem executing documents and paying bills on time. And as the president of the Board of Commissioners, I've been reminded time and time again since January that the buck stops at my desk. So I'm picking up the dollar, and we need to do whatever is necessary. So we're starting with our own staff. But I will share a couple of instances that have reached my desk that I think don't speak well of a county that has the quality of employees that we have, as we've seen in the awards that we've gathered, as well as the financial stability that we have, as you can see by the treasurer's report. The fact that we have credit cards for our maintenance department that are declined because the treasurer or the auditor cannot pay service charges, cannot pay interest fees, late charges, and those kinds of things by statute. And I choose not to argue with the auditor on that issue. He's declared that, and I don't see why, with the kind of reserves that we have, that we should be paying bills late in the first place. Secondly, in working with a grant that we received this year, 1.8 million in community development block grant funds, there are contractors that have the appropriate certifications to do the lead abatement and other technical things that our community has a thirst for, but the contractors will not bid our work because we do not pay on time. Even more horrendous, the money calls for the ability to train new contractors in these skills and get them their certifications. And we have contractors that won't take the classes because they don't want to work because we don't pay on time. So we're going to find out why we don't do those things, as well as the fact that issuing purchase orders in today's world where lead times are often beyond belief. When we issue a purchase order, we need to issue it promptly, we need to get it where it needs to go, and we need to get the ball rolling. So I think that it's a practice that has occurred, contrary to popular comment in the newspaper. The practice occurred under previous boards and previous county administrators. It was, my understanding is it was changed in 2021. And we are returning to the previous practice because the one that we've been laboring under has some deficiencies, and we're going to fix those. So by nature, the commissioners is a part-time job, the administrator's a full-time job, the deputy administrator is a full-time job. And while it may be new to grant this authority to deputy administrator, we're very fortunate to have one with several decades of experience. We won't say the exact number of years because, you know, that would be a social faux pas, but.
She started very, very young.
That's right.
She was 12. I think she was 12.
So, and all humor aside, we want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And I want to reiterate the faith that we have in our team, that we discuss these things, we decide a plan of action, things are reviewed and agreed upon, and when it comes time to execute a purchase order or authorize a check, we feel it's important that it be done that point, not to mention the fact that the county employment calls for almost 20 days off for personal days and holidays and so forth, plus vacation. And what I've experienced in my first 18 months here is that often things move from one position to another and they languish until somebody returns from vacation or day off, and then somebody else is off. And so this is the beginning of us working on our procedures so that, you know, we will have somebody responsible for working the paperwork through the system, and that starts with the administrator and the deputy administrator. So that is the reason for the action that the board started last year and is modifying this year. And we have the wording correct, as I understand it. It has been reviewed by council and the wording is correct for our intentions. That's my comment, Teresa.
Is there anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
No.
Under Job and Family, number 11, amend Resolution 23-787, adopted November 3rd of 2023, authorizing AmeriCab Transportation, Inc., provide non-emergency medical transportation. This amendment is to reflect an increase in the contract of $300,000 for a total contract not to exceed $750,000. Authorized director to execute on behalf of the Board of Prosecutors' approval is to form, and this will be paid from Medicaid net funds.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Sanitary Engineer 12, determined to proceed with the construction of Lorain County General Sewer District, Columbia Township, State Route 82 and Boone Road, South Sanitary Main, and Sewer Improvement Number 130.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes.
Airport 13, authorize commissioners to make application to ODOT, Office of Aviation, for an Ohio Airport Improvement Program grant for state fiscal year 25 in the amount of $526,316.34. This would be for Phase 2 of the main apron. Final eligible project funding breakout is ODOT share is 95%, $500,000. County share is 5% at $26,316, which will be paid from the airport capital improvement account, and authorize deputy administrator to execute on behalf of the board.
Move to approve.
Hey, give me a call back.
Sorry. I thought I had it off.
That is not a second, I will give it.
Okay.
Are we working or are we playing with our phone,
We're-
Dan?
Actually, that was a township trustee. So-
Okay.
So she seconded it.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Riddell,
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
So that could have been worse.
Yeah, well, if you knew this township trustee, it could have very much been.
Okay.
Under Children's Services, request Lorain County Auditor pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5705.03 to certify Lorain County Board of Commissioners the total current tax valuation for the county and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a 1.8 mil renewal levy for Lorain County Children's Services pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5705.24. This is for a 5-year period to be placed on the November 5th, 2024 ballot for the entire territory of the County of Lorain, Ohio, commencing on the duplicate year 2025 for collection in 2026.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion.
Yeah, this is the beginning of a process for Children's Services to get on the ballot. Are you getting up to speak, Mr. Miller?
And we have people from Children's Services here. so.
Yes. Yes, but usually they wait to be asked.
Oh, okay.
They are eager
But
to
I've
share
been-
this information.
But I've been asked already, and I knew I would be asked.
There you go.
Okay, so Children's Services operates, we have the 1.8 mil operating levy, and currently that levy is set to expire in 2025. We are asking the commissioners to send to the auditor to certify, and then it'll come back for approval, that a replacement levy. We're not increasing any money, and this is a replacement, so it won't be any different for the taxpayers. It doesn't increase with.
Jim Miller's the,
I'm the board chair of Children's Services.
Yeah.
I have a,
It's a renewal.
What?
I'm sorry, he said replacement.
It's renewal, it's a renewal levy.
Okay,
I said
there's
wrong.
two different things, okay.
I was corrected by Kristen. This is
sure she was.
Kristen Fox-Berkey, who is executive director.
Did you
Support,
kick him
Kristen.
when he
She
screwed up?
did. She said it's a renewal. I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, I said it wrong. Children's Services serves over 1,100 children in the county currently, and our numbers are going up, are increasing every year. Our costs are increasing also. This levy will help to serve those children and take care of those children.
Thank you.
Kristen?
Yes, thank you. The levy is very important to Lorain County Children's Services. It does provide for a little bit over 50% of our operating costs. We do realize that we are coming to the taxpayers asking for a renewal levy. It should not increase taxes, and we are always very humbled, I will say, by the generosity of our taxpayers. And so we take it very seriously when we do ask for their help, and we try to be very fiscally responsible in that way. And we would really like to have this placed on the ballot for this coming November.
okay.
Do we have any preliminary work done? I know that this is to get the valuation, but 1.8 mils would generate what on the proverbial house of $100,000?
I think they're waiting to see
I'll
that.
try to get that from the auditor, then I'll come back.
So,
Oh,
so
We
what's,
have
To Craig.
We'll receive that information, I think.
okay.
and then you guys will
That's
come-
right, because,
Yeah.
Right.
because it is a renewal.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
then you guys will have to come back and then we'll talk about
Correct.
Yes, yes.
some more. I just,
yes.
So this motion is just to send it to the auditors.
all right,
office
but
for
I
that
wanted you guys to
calculation.
come in and explain a little bit more than on what we're doing, so I appreciate you coming in.
Okay.
So,
And we will see you soon.
yeah, but usually what, 2 weeks, I think, 2 to 3 weeks?
About 2 weeks, and just to finish off from what Chris, the cost, we know this because Children's Services also lend support to my office to fill out our staff to be able to represent Children's Services, and lend support to the courts to be able to move the unfortunately large number of cases that we have on Children's Services matters through the process, and I'm sure you'll talk about this more, but placement is getting far more difficult. And the Children's Services is forced to go farther and farther away from home base, literally, to place these kids. We've had kids placed all over the country just over the last couple of years, and that's
Right.
a significant cost, right?
Correct. I've been at the agency for 27 years, and this, probably going back 2 to 3 years ago, was the first time that I was faced with placing a child out of state. And since that time, we've had more children placed out of state. This is, and it's a hardship, I'll be honest with you, on many different levels. The largest one that's concerning to us is the hardship on the child. They are not only removed from their own home and their family, they're removed from their community. And that just causes a lot of trauma for children. And so one of the things that we are really trying to focus on is bringing our children back to Lorain County. We don't like that they're out of county, they're in Cincinnati, or they're in Pennsylvania. It's not healthy for them. And it's not just Lorain County issue, it's a full state issue that this is happening. So we use the levy funds to help us with recruitment for foster homes, so that we have more placements for children who need to be removed from their home here in our county.
And correct me if I state this poorly, but when I met with, when I attended a board meeting, this is another offshoot or derivative of the fact that when people have to leave the county and they leave, those that are here have problems when we go to place kids with family, they're not here. They've moved on outside the county and so forth, causing us a hardship in this location.
Right, we do have a lot of children placed with family outside of this county.
Another benefit to getting the county economically developed and keeping people at home in Lorain County.
Yes.
Okay.
you.
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Rowe?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
Yes,
15, rescind various personnel who utilized the agency's MasterCard for the year 2024 in the amount of $2,500 in compliance with the ORC and their permissible policy.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Rowe?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
yes,
Developmental Disabilities 16, approve and enter in a lease agreement with ViaQuest, Inc., Dublin, Ohio, for 10,866 square feet, which includes approximately 1,526 square feet to be shared with Lorain County Developmental Disabilities, effective July 1st of 24 through June 30th of 25. ViaQuest, Inc. will pay $4,531.63 per month for the lease space and includes a 90-day cancellation clause.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
yes,
Engineer 17, authorize county engineer to enter into LPA federal local let project agreement with ODOT for the Vermillion Road resurfacing project in Brownhill Township. Estimated cost of the project is $2,458,598, and federal funding would be made available at 80% in state fiscal year 2027.
Move to approve.
Second?
Discussion.
I see Bob got the microphone. Is there anything you want to add?
No, these are just our standard agreements that we have to enter into with ODOT in order to manage a federal aid project.
Okay.
You see there's 4 of them on today's agenda.
Yeah. Okay.
We won't see this one until 2027, correct?
Yes.
Or the road sure needs it a little sooner than that.
Actually, with our federal project, majority of NOAC actually selects them based on their regional significance and their conditions in the counties.
Anything further? Commissioner Moore?
Aye.
Commissioner Dell?
Aye.
Commissioner Hung?
yes,
18, authorize county engineer to enter an LPA federal local let project agreement with ODOT for the Pile South Amherst Road resurfacing project in New Russia Township. Estimated cost of the project is $2,422,018, and the federal funding would be made available at 80% in state fiscal year 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
yes,
19, authorize county engineer to enter an LPA federal local let project agreement with ODOT for the East River Road resurfacing project in Carlisle Township. Estimated cost of the project is $1,076,968, and the federal funding would be made available at 80% in state fiscal year 2026.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Dow.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
20, authorize county engineer to enter an LPA federal local let project agreement with ODOT for the West Ridge Road Safety Improvement Project in Elyria Township. Estimated cost of the safety improvement is $1,117,000, and federal funding would be made available at 80% in state fiscal year 2027.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Commissioner Moore.
Aye.
Commissioner Dow.
Aye.
Commissioner Hung.
Yes.
Under the sheriff, and
It's okay.
We're good.
okay, I'm just gonna read it
We
like it
threw
should
you
be.
off.
What? What did I
Nothing,
do?
keep
No,
going.
we'll tell you later.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's called habits.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead.
okay.
Number
This one's
21,
ugly.
number 21.
Number 21, but I'm gonna read it correctly because it is not,
I know.
it's not Thermal Fisher, it's Thermal Everland LLC, part of Thermal Fisher. Thermo, not thermal. So Sheriff, 21, awarded and entered a contract with Thermo Everland LLC, part of Thermo Fisher, to purchase radiological detection equipment for the marine vessel used for border patrol in the amount of $94,927.30. 3 bids were received on May 28th with alternates, this being the most responsive complying with specifications and will be paid from the equipment account.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yeah, I talked to the candidates running. I wanted to make sure this was something that would be appropriate, and they said yes if it's used properly. So this is a real good thing that we're doing today. So,
I think, Teresa, I don't know if you want to do this or whether it's something I should do, but when we get multiple bids from the engineer, they list those bids, in the, so that we can,
It's in there.
it is it?
It's quite thick.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's your
okay.
very last package that's about this thick, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Pardon me.
That's okay. Anything further?
just having a hard time reading with that one eye.
One eye.
I had to wait. I was waiting till near the end.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take your shot, pal.
The person, whoever applied for, would be here from the sheriff's
Okay.
office. I think that probably threw us as well.
Oh, yeah. It's actually DTF, so
Oh,
Yeah.
who
okay.
did it, so
All right,
yes,
very good. I think there's 4 of them over there, right? 4 or 5.
could be. Mr. Moore?
Aye.
Mr. Hung?
Yes.
Mr. Riddell?
Aye.
County Administrator?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Start this morning with my report with some good news. Jillian, from the forensics lab, the director, go ahead.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
The forensics laboratory has some pretty exciting things going on. So last year in 2023, we received accreditation through ANAB for our laboratory for our forensic seized drug chemistry department. And for the next 3 years, we'll be renewing that. So we had our inspection this year in April, we'll have it again April of 25, and we were renewed accreditation. So we passed, we met all the criteria. And then also, we had we received our grant for $425,000, and the LCMS that was presented today for the $360,000 is part of that grant funding to bring additional technology to our lab to help us reduce our backlog. And we're also recruiting for a new full-time forensic analyst. So we are making some major improvements and making some significant dents to our backlog. And we are excited to continue digging in and really up our staffing, hopefully, and our equipment, and get ourselves where we need to be to start helping the state with their chemistry testing as well.
Fantastic.
Great job, Jillian. Actually, I looked at the city of Lorain and the $20,000 we paid for medical expenses, and it kind of caught my eye as it was rolling through. And most recently, last week, Andy Leventhal sent an email to me and was asking that we look into how our Medicaid and Medicare or our medical mutual bills were paid for the people that were incarcerated or in our jail. Then I got another email that says, forget about it. We don't want to talk about it. But we had already decided that we're going to move forward, because if we can save money with Medicaid or Medicare and qualify, we can go with, I am looking for the details to save some money here. So our team, KC, and we're going to get everybody involved. Actually, we've got a meeting on Monday at 10:30. We've actually got Brad Cogan coming out and see if he can give us some insight as to how they handle it in other counties. And we're going to be looking to see if we can't offload some of this cost that we are actually paying for here out of the general fund money to other sources, other means, even if it means more work on the other end. That, you know, it's easy just to send them to the hospital and just take it out of the county's medical mutual fund. And that's not what we're looking to do. That's not what you all want, and that certainly is not what the taxpayers want. So we are looking into it. We're going to look very hard and thorough to see if we can't not only help them manage their costs, but help the taxpayers manage the costs for the and provide the appropriate care for that person in jail. Then last night, Karen and I and Rob Murner attended again the Township Trustee meeting, which was well attended in Olmsted Township. I had forgot that. I was surprised that we were in Cuyahoga County, but we were. Made a presentation not only on where Motorola was on their process and our standard operating procedures that will be updated and completed by the end of June, as well as discuss the agreements that the township trustees and the fire districts and the communities will have to pass to enter into an agreement with 911. If we all remember that we had a mayor that said that their fire chiefs and police chiefs did not have the opportunity to sign, should not obligate the community through an MOU. Working with the prosecutor's office, we've come up with an agreement that makes sense, also with the others that are involved in the process that work with 911, getting their input, and we plan on putting that out before the end of June, which is very close to getting there. But it's fairly complex. It should be simple, but the SOPs will be done and updated by the end of this month. And that's how we're going to operate the 911 center, and everybody will be provided with the information online, as well as if they want to print it out on their own, they can go ahead and print it out on their printers. That completes my report today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, Mr. Administrator, I was just wondering, how was your report received by the trustees and the folks in the audience? And what types of questions did you receive?
Well, I had one of the guests from one of the communities that didn't receive it very well, and he got up and spoke.
That's why I said trustees. I was looking for some good news, but.
Well, quite honestly, I think the township trustees, we did not want to confuse them to give them a draft agreement. It's 99.9% complete, and Dan he's got to give us his blessing, and unfortunately, with where we were, and we all thought that the SOP and the agreement had all come at the same time, but the township trustee meeting honestly moved us up to getting that final document completed. So our plan is to send it out to them via email. It was well received that way. They want consistency. There was very good questions, other than one gentleman that got up and spoke, and I said, you know, my office is open. You can come in and talk to me anytime. And his response was, I'm not coming. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Well, and the reason I ask is we always seem to come back to you and ask you, what did the trustees say, and what is, you know, their opinion, and have them weigh in, because we don't want them to think that we're just deciding something. So it's good that you went, and that's why I asked the question.
Right, and I'm sure that there'll be, they were involved, not the trustees, but they'll be involved they were involved in setting up the SOPs to begin with, and they've been involved through this process as we've used our professionals through MCM to get to this point. So Again, it's going to be plain English that we're going to be speaking in. I know that's probably one of the main changes that are out there, that plain English is plain English. Dan, would you like to?
Yeah,
chime
just
in?
to Commissioner Hung's point, and you and I have talked about this, and Lee obviously has been working on this, that's where she's sitting there with her arms folded in the back. This is, just so you're aware, Michelle, this is we're at step one of this process. The idea was to put something out that gave us a framework to build a discussion around, I think is the correct answer. My personal opinion, the reason I was given Mr. Armbruster the stink eye is, until we get the protocols done, I'm not gonna be happy with any agreement, because I think that's the heart of it. But the idea was to get, rather than have people bouncing off the wall and doing different things, was to put a framework out there that Lee was working on drafting, and that Rob Berner's working on the protocols, and get a framework out to spark the discussion and get people moving so we can get some buy-in. I think that's the process, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And that's the townships and the cities and the villages. Because if we don't get buy-in from everybody, it's not gonna work, period.
Right. And honestly, our reason for being there is give them an update on where we are with Motorola and our towers, and the Fair Board has approved the tower to go out at the Fair Board. We're working with Bromhill Township. We're thinking we're gonna get that done, and with the city of North Ridgeville on that tower. But because we changed the way that MOUs are signed, and it's significant. Before, fire chiefs and police chiefs would just sign an MOU and everybody just wanted to move on. That isn't the case anymore. We had to go back in an issue that we had. I had to go back all the way back to 2014 to find where a mayor signed a MOU where it was approved. And luckily for all of us, it was approved as we were operating beyond that. But we were told that the police chief did not have the authority to obligate the city to operate that way, which is, for probably the last 50 or 60 years, how Lorain County ran. And unfortunately, probably the mayor was right, not probably, the mayor was right. And it's significantly, not significant, it's got, like, the light went on, the lights are on, the lights are off. Well, now the lights are on, and so the township trustees are gonna be involved in these MOUs with the county, that you just can't have sign off from a department head or a director or a police chief or fire chief to move forward. And that was well received. I think that they wanted to be in the process where maybe before they weren't, or they didn't know they weren't.
Aren't the fire districts that cover multi-townships, they are, township trustees do sit on those boards, and there is accountability to the trustees, correct?
Right, and we talked about the fire districts too, because the difference between how those fire districts work, they will be included. So the fire districts will have to have the authority through their board of directors in order to, they act as the pseudo-elected board, and not pseudo, they act as the board to give the authority to that fire chief in that district to provide these services and to work with 911.
Very good. But by the way, Olmsted belongs because it's the only township in Cuyahoga County. So if there was a Cuyahoga County Trustees Association, it would be a very intimate group.
Well, I was told that not very many people come to that one, and it was packed.
I was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They have a smaller room though, so.
That was smaller,
yeah.
yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that was because the county administrator announced his intent to attend on Tuesday, but you know, it was good. You said you were gonna go, and you went in there, went in the lion's den, and you guys took care of it, so good job.
No,
He's a rock star.
I'm absolutely sure that the table
Please
that,
stop with that. I got enough problems with it as it is. You guys start please saying nice things.
Yeah,
and
well,
especially with regards to the subject that we were talking
yeah,
about.
okay, well,
Absolutely.
appreciate it.
Mr. Gore,
What?
anything
No.
for the administrator? I would like to, since you were jogged by Lorain to think about the hospitalization for the Medicaid, Medicare for the jail, I'd like to remind you, because it reminded me, that when we changed, made some alterations and enhancements in the county hospitalization plan, we said we would review those at 6 months. So if you could, contact our folks at the that manage it and the actuary, and kind of see where our expenses are at the end of June. And
Hey,
if
give me
we,
a call back as soon as you can.
if we,
Oh my
if we could,
goodness.
if you could give me a call back as soon as you can. No, if you could, if you could, see if they couldn't make that for the July
16th.
16th, if they might have the data available to tell us 6 months of the new plan versus 6 months of the old plan.
Brad will be here on Monday, and we'll certainly ask
Okay.
them that question and get in touch with the right people. I'm not sure with the actuary will be able to give us that. It might be not up to date to June because they won't have all the bills paid off.
Even if it's to May.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, we just approved 7.8 million today to go into the account, so
Right.
I would like to see an analysis of where we're at, you know.
But we'd like to have a review not only of how the expenditures are going, but also how the benefits are being used and the new benefits and, you know, to validate the decisions we made last fall, or do we need to make further changes as we
Yeah.
approach the end of this year?
Or modifications or whatever we have to do, you
And
know.
I understand that, I get it, but remember that November, December's bills were probably paid in January. We're not gonna get a true picture if we do it in June, just based on how that is. We might get a truer picture if we wait till August to get that information.
Okay.
But let me ask Brad,
Okay.
we'll ask the actuarial people as to when we're gonna get, how they can segregate this from the old plan to the new plan in January. I'm not trying to ask for time, I'm just trying to give you that we need
Real.
to get a valid picture rather than one that is
Let me
kind of
rephrase
muddy.
my request. As soon as you can accumulate something
That's validated.
valuable that'll prompt us to have the conversation, I'd rather do it now than wait till November, December again.
We will definitely ask for the results and get something that makes sense, not necessarily as being obscured by last year's plan. That completes my report. I shut my mic off.
Good job, Karen.
I was waiting for her to say something.
I know, sorry, Karen, I guess. She's just shocked that she became an issue. I guess it's Teresa's turn, huh?
Teresa,
I guess it's your turn to play.
I am gonna bring this up.
There we go. I was waiting. It's been in our folders.
It's
The last
been in
two,
my folder.
the last two meetings we've had.
So, as part of the bicentennial, still, since it is 200 years this whole year, back in 1996, the county commissioners did a contest during county government week, and we have a mascot, a bug, a bird, and an insect. So this is our mascot, Elsie, cool. You could see it. So, for the bicentennial, and it will be in the Pulse magazine, I think in July, they're doing an article. But we ask everybody to pick these up. They're available in every single library in the county, except for Maine. I think Commissioner Riddell said he was gonna take that for me. Thank you. But every library has it, the Historical Society has it. You will go around, there are 74 historical markers in the county. That includes war memorials, historical markers, plaques, and dedications. So all you have to do is go, get your picture taken at one of them, at least 6 of them. Download the form, send it back to me, and then you'll be entered in to win a prize. All the instructions are on the back.
Teresa,
So-
do you wanna just put that under the screens of
Oh.
the newspaper? The.
This
yeah,
here?
Yeah, so they can, if they wanna put that out there, maybe on the
So I'm hoping there'll be a lot of participation,
media. Would wanna-
because I was very surprised that there
Sure.
were 74 of them before I started doing this. They are located in Amherst, Avon, Avon Lake, Columbia Station, Elyria, Kipton, Lorain, Overland, Sheffield Lake, South Amherst, and Wellington. And the deadline to submit your entry is August 31st, and September sometime the county commissioners will pick some winners.
Thank you for your work on this, Teresa.
You're welcome. Well, that's all I got.
And no meeting.
And no meeting July 5th, Friday, July 5th.
Move,
Okay, that's all I have.
move to waive the reading of the board correspondence.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Thank you, Commissioner. Discussion, Commissioner Moore,
Aye.
Commissioner Hunt,
Yes,
Commissioner Riddell.
Aye.
Is there any new business?
Yes. Yes. I would like to, I apologize, I was not here Tuesday due to a self-inflicted accident, trying to behave like I was 43 instead of 73. So I apologize for not being here to do my duty. But I was a little bit disappointed in that for the third or fourth time this year that we had an item on the agenda that did not move to discussion for the lack of a second. And so I am publicly asking that my fellow commissioners that unfortunately it's politics that gets us to the positions that we're in, but the politics should be put aside for doing the county's business and the citizens' business. And the process that we follow is to take a vote to put the issue, the subject, the action on the floor for discussion, and to have a discussion, and to share why we're for or against, or maybe, or kinda, or whatever. And then there's a vote to enact the action, event, or subject. And so I would ask that we do that, and that the clerk give us a little bit of time to be able to, like that sometimes we move pretty swiftly. And that we put things, when they're on the agenda, whether they be placed on by other directors or myself as the president of the board, that we move those items to discussion and then give the citizens the benefit of our position and what we think about it, not think about it, postpone it, okay, and then at the appropriate time, take the vote to either vote yes or no. And it's happened 3 or 4 times, and I think in the interest of transparency, we've done a good job of putting things out in the public view and not holding marathon executive sessions. But the burden then is, if we're not gonna discuss it in executive session, we need to discuss it somewhere, and here is where we do that. Likewise, for those that come to speak, we've established rules, and we've tried to take the politics and the campaigning out of those remarks and keep them germane to the business of the county. So if we do that, I feel we'll make the progress that the county needs to make, and leave the politics for the sidewalk outside. So thank you for tolerating my absence and my request.
Yes, Mr. President. Since we're talking about new business, I kind of thought this was more germane to be under old business, because I remember times in the past when I wasn't here and my colleagues on the board so kindly tabled resolutions before they even came up for discussion in order to wait for me to get back to see what my vote was going to be or to include me in the discussion. I certainly would have been in agreement if the vice president of the board wanted to table and wait for you to come back to have the discussion.
Well, we could have a discussion and vote to table. That's parliamentary procedure, but
I don't think tabling, there's a discussion, is there, Dan? You just table.
You vote, you discuss the motion to table, so it becomes a subsidiary motion.
So in the past, you've
Yes.
done that, so I could come back and engage in that conversation, and that would have been the vice president's choice to do so.
Or your choice to say, let's table it.
Yeah, anybody could,
So,
it's
That's
complicated,
what
but
you guys
anybody could
usually
make
do when I'm not here, so I kind
Yeah.
of expected you to do that, Dave.
No.
That's what you've done in the past.
and the important business of the board, I think that's a good motivation when it affects large amounts of money or a drastic change of policy. But when it involves mundane issues or
house cleaning measures.
housekeeping issues, I would hope that the commissioners, that the absence of one commissioner would not stop the county from taking care of its business. That's all I have.
Anything else? And I have no public comment. There's no forms.
There's no public comment, so we are adjourned.
Okay.
Everybody find another cool place to be.
That's anything to sign? Okay.
I signed it all, right?
Over the weekend.
I think so, haven't looked, but yes.
That's it?
Am I going where? Right. No, I actually, was planning on going to Florida.
You're not going now? It's gonna be cooler.
Yeah, you get 2 weeks off. If we cancel Friday, there's Tuesday meeting, then we pull 2 weeks before we do back.
I know.
You don't get those very often.
Kathy,
I do not.
that's the one that came out and introduced you. Dude, I don't know if Matt told you. Kathy's gonna do Lorain in my office. We can meet you beforehand. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I don't